Hello everybody, Interi back again with another video. Yeah guys, this series about previewing the 2021 seasons for different kind of players is continuing. I did first for Federer, then second up was Rafael Nadal, then third up was Novak Djokovic. I was done with the previewing the 2021 season for the big three. Then I did one for Dominic Thiem. He sure deserved it after winning his first major last year in US Open. And now I think it is time to do one for the Russian wall, the Russian ball machine, Daniil Medvedev. How do I believe his 2021 season will unfold? And some of you can maybe wonder why I have chosen these players to do a preview. Obviously, I will not do a preview for all the players. I do previews for the players I believe deserved to do a preview about. I do a preview for the players I believe will do big damage in the season. Besides, Federer, I don't believe he will do big damage. He will win some matches, of course he will win matches, and he will win some small tournaments, I believe, Federer, but I don't think Federer will do big damage. I don't think Federer will win majors, that's for sure. But Federer is Federer. Of course I need to do a preview about him. For God's sakes, he's one of the greatest tennis players of all time. So, but the other four players that I've done preview about, Nadal, Djokovic, Thiem, and now Medvedev, is players that I believe will do big damage in the 2021 season. And now it is time for Daniil Medvedev, and let's get into it, guys. Without further ado, yeah, Daniil Medvedev, the world number 4, I believe he is at the current moment, 24 years old at the current moment, will be 25 next month. How do I believe his season will unfold? If we look back at his season last year, he didn't have the greatest season in his career. Actually, if you look his last 3 seasons, 2018, 2019 and 2020, last season was actually the season where he won least titles. I believe in 2018 he won 3 titles. In 2019 he won 4 titles. And in 2020 he won 2 titles. So if you count his titles, last year was his least successful year with only 2 titles. And his most successful year, obviously, it was 2019 when he played his first ever Grand Slam final in US Open, lost to Rafael Nadal there in a tight 5-setter. So, but we have to keep in mind that last year was it was a pandemic year. He didn't have that a huge of amount of chances to play tournaments. So we have to excuse him for that, and that's why he only won 2 titles. But it was big titles, guys. He was pretty inconsistent the entire season. Those tournaments that he could have played, he didn't do that big of a noise, but on his last 10 matches of the season he won 10 straight matches, 5 in Paris, won his 3rd Master 1000 title, I believe, and he won 5 matches in London, won that tournament, the last tournament of the year, without losing one single match, and defeated world number 3, world number 2 and world number 1. World number 3, obviously, Dominic Thiem. World number 2, obviously, Rafa Nadal. And world number 1, obviously, Novak Djokovic. So that was impressive end of the season from Daniil Medvedev. So what do I believe his season will be in 2021? Look, guys, to preview these guys' seasons, Federer, Nadal's, Novak's, Thiem's, and now Medvedev, the 5th player I'm previewing, it is not easy, guys. It is really not easy. It is little like drawing a lottery here. Not little, not much, because we know they will win titles. As I'm sure all 4 of them will win titles. That I'm pretty convinced about. I'm not 95 convinced about Federer. You never know with Federer. The dude is 39 years old. Will be 40 years old in summer. So with him, I'm not 95 or 100% convinced that he will win titles. I'm not talking about slams. All titles include counting here. So with Roger, I'm not super confident about him winning titles, small or big. Mostly small. I don't think Roger will win any big titles, to be quite honest. But with Djokovic, with Rafa, with Thiem, and with Medvedev, I am pretty confident about my prediction that they all four will win titles. Big or small, they will win because they are not. Rafa and Novak, I must say, they are not at the peak of their careers. They are not. If I say they are, I would be lying to myself and to you. But they are not declining tremendously. They are slowly declining, both Novak and Rafa. Thiem and Medvedev, they are at the peak of their careers. They are younger than Rafa and Novak. Thiem is 27. Medvedev is at current moment 24. Will be soon 25 in February. So they are not declining. They are not declining. They are in the rise of their careers, both of them. So I expect pretty good results from both Thiem and Medvedev. So now, this video is about Medvedev. I think Medvedev will have a solid year. I think he will have a better year than in 2020. Not that his year in 2020 was horrible, but almost the entire year he was not consistent. He didn't play any single final in 2020 since Shanghai 2019. So he had a stretch 10 or 11 months where he didn't play any ATP Tour final. Daniil Medvedev, he had some inconsistent results, but like I said, he found his level. He picked his level in his two last tournaments of the year. So that is what I remember from Daniil Medvedev. His two last tournaments, he was superb. So will he? I have to talk about one thing. Will he be cursed like we have seen with Dimitrov when he won the ATP Tour finals in 2017? He didn't have the greatest 2018. Or Alexander Sasha Zverev when he won the ATP Tour finals in London in 2018. He didn't have the best year in 2019. Or the Greek Stefanos Tsitsipas, when he won the ATP Tour finals in London in 2019, he didn't have the greatest 2020 season. Will he be cursed like these three previous players when they have won the ATP Tour finals in London? You know what? I don't think he will be cursed as these three players. I think that players like Dimitrov, Zverev, and Tsitsipas, that they didn't have the greatest seasons after they won the ATP Tour finals in London. I don't think this has to do something with being cursed, to be quite honest. I think it is only a coincidence. I don't think that it has to do that, oh, they won the ATP Tour finals in London and they will be so much worse the next season. I don't think that is. This doesn't have to do with being cursed. I don't think so. So I don't think this will happen to Medvedev. I think Medvedev will win more titles than he did in 2020. I think he will win more than 2 titles in 2021. I just think, because I don't think he will have a regular season because pandemic is still going around. So I don't think we will have all tournament will not be played. I think the Grand Slams will all be played. I'm pretty confident about that. I think that Australia, of course, will be played in about 3 to 4 weeks from now. And then I think French Open will be played as well. And I think Wimbledon will be played and US Open. But I don't think all the Masters will be played or some other smaller events like 250 and 500 class tournaments. But in general, I think we will have a much more regular season than we had and much more normal season that we had in 2020. So that means Medvedev will have more chances to win more tournaments, at least more than he won last year when he won only 2. He won, even though it was kind of a big tournament. He won one Master and one ATP Tour Finals in London. But I think in general he will win more tournaments than he did last year. He will win more than 2. I think Medvedev will win between 3 to 4 titles. That is my feeling. I think he will land between 3 to 4 titles. That is. I don't think he will win more than 4 titles. Maybe, look, I will say, if not, I don't think he will do a worse season than 2020. That is my feeling with Medvedev. I don't think that, because in 2020 he didn't play any final for 10 to 11 months. So I think he will go deeper in tournaments. He will play more finals. I don't think he will win all the finals that he will play. Absolutely not. But I think that Medvedev will win between 2 to 4 titles. And he will play more finals than he did in 2020. Because in 2020 he played only 2 finals. He won both of them, but I think he will play more finals in 2021. He will play for sure 2 to 5 finals, and he will win 2 to 5 titles. That is my feeling about Medvedev. I think he will have a more consistent tennis year, because he will have more opportunity to play more tournaments, because I think he will have a more normal year than we had last year. Even though it will not be as normal like previous years without pandemic, but it will be more normal than last year at least. So he will land between 2 to 5 titles winning, Medvedev. He will play between 2 to 5 finals, Daniil Medvedev. I think he will land in the top 5 ranking in the world. I don't think he will slip out from the top 5, because in my opinion he's one of the best tennis players in the world at the current moment. He is. The ranking is proving that. He's world number 4 at the current moment. So I think he will land in the world ranking between 3rd to 5. That is my feeling. He will land in the 3rd place, in the 4th place, or in the 5th place. I don't think he will land as a world number 2 or as a world number 1. I still hold both Djokovic and Thiem and Rafa as more consistent tennis players than Daniil Medvedev. Daniil Medvedev, he is a player, he has a really high level. When he's redlining, he's really hard to defeat. And we saw the proof of that in 2019, when he had 6 straight finals that year, if I'm not mistaken. In that hardcore season in United States and in Asia as well. So he had 6 straight finals back then in 2019. So when he's redlining, he's really, really hard to take down, because he's such a ball machine from a baseline. When he's redlining, he doesn't know how to miss. It is so difficult hitting through him. He really, really moves great to be a tall guy. He's, I don't know how tall he is, 6'6", something like that. He's really tall. So to be that big, he really, really moves great. He moves, to compare him with big players, say Del Potro, say Berdych, a former Czech top 10 player in the world. You all, I'm pretty sure that you all know who Berdych was. He moves better than those dudes, in my opinion, than Medvedev. So hitting through him is exceptionally difficult, hard. And he also can do damage on the 0 to 4 shots. Does he do damage from 0 to 4 shots a la Medvedev, a la Thiem, a la Federer, a la Nadal, especially Nadal on clay? No, he doesn't. But he does do much more damage from 0 to 4 shots, more damage than Novak Djokovic, that's for sure. So Medvedev can play offense tennis, Medvedev can play defense tennis. He can do both. He can hurt you both playing defensive tennis. He has really good defensive skills, and Medvedev can hurt you also playing offensive tennis. He has a great serve, a really good serve. He has one of the greatest serves in the world, for sure. In my opinion, his serve is top 5 in the world. He has good returns, one of the best returns in the business. Not as good returns as Djokovic, of course, but he is top 5 of, he is for sure top 3 best returners in the world, in my opinion. Because, guys, if you look at, if you analyze the ATP Tour, we don't have that many great returners out there. We really don't. Who do we have as great returners? Djokovic, of course, he's number 1, even though he doesn't return as exceptionally good as he did in his peak years, but he still is the best in the business. And then we have a player like Schwartzman. Schwartzman has really some decent returns. Schwartzman's serve is horrible, but his returns are not horrible. Then we have Nadal. Nadal's returns are also pretty underrated in my opinion. Does he return as good as Djokovic? No, but he's one of the best returners in the game, because we don't have so many good returners out there. And then we have Medvedev, who is, in my opinion, Medvedev is top 3 best returners in the world, behind Djokovic for sure. Djokovic, who of course leads that race. So Medvedev has a good serve, exceptionally good serve, good returns, good baseline game, good shot tolerance, good stamina, good cardio. He really has everything. His problem is exactly like teams as well. When I did my preview about team, he's not deadly consistent. He's not. He can have stretches where he can just lose second and third rounds for 3 to 4 weeks. He can take vacations for 1 month. He really can do. And he isn't good in all surfaces. Example like clay. He has never won a title on clay, if I'm not mistaken. He has never won a title on grass. No, not if I'm not mistaken. I know that for sure. He has never won titles on grass. He has never won titles on clay. His best surface is hard court, especially low bouncing hard courts. That's why he has won a couple of indoor tournaments during his career. But in general, his best surface is hard courts. That's why I believe Medvedev will win his titles in 2021 on hard courts, both indoors and outdoors. I don't think he will win any titles on clay. I don't think he will win any titles on grass. He will be as most dangerous on hard courts, indoors and outdoors. And that's why I believe Medvedev, if we talk about slams, he will be as most dangerous on Australian Open and US Open. Will he win his first major in 2021? Will he do it? Will we have a new Grand Slam champion in 2021? We had for sure a new Grand Slam champion last year in Dominic Thiem. Will we have a second new Grand Slam champion in 2021 in Daniil Medvedev? I'm going to say like this, guys. Look, if we get a new Grand Slam champion in 2021, which I think it is possible, I really think it is possible, because I'm pretty confident when I say that Rafa and Djokovic will not share all the 4 majors. They will not. I will be surprised if they did, because let's face it, they are in their mid-30s, guys. Djokovic is 33 years old. Rafa is 34 years old, and Djokovic will be 34 years old a couple of months from now, and Rafa will be 35 years old. They will not share all the 4 majors this year. If they did, I will lift my hat. Even though I don't have any hat at my head at the current moment, I will lift it, guys. I will lift it. I will be so impressed. I will be so impressed if Rafa and Djokovic shared all the 4 majors this year. I will be so impressed. I don't think that will happen. I have a feeling that we might see a season with 4 different slam winners this year. That is a really possible scenario, guys. It can happen. It can happen. Say it can look like this. I would not be shocked and not even surprised if we have 4 different Grand Slam winners this year. Say Thiem wins Australian Open. Absolutely, that can happen. Thiem is really at his peak of his career. He is so dangerous, especially on hard courts and on clay. Say he will be top 3 favorites in Australian Open, Dominic Thiem. Say Thiem wins Australian Open. Rafa, he will win French Open. Rafa to win French Open, it is 98% chance that will happen. And the numbers are proving that, because he has won 100 matches in the French Open and lost only 2. That is a 98% chance for Rafa Nadal to win French Open. Say Rafa wins French Open. And then Djokovic, say he wins Wimbledon. Because he has that serve, that spot serving that he has. He doesn't have the most powerful serve, but he has some great spot serves, Djokovic. And he has that return. What is grass tennis all about? Serving, returning. Those are the biggest weapons you need on grass. Serve, return, and to keep the point short. To do damage 0 to 4 shots. Djokovic doesn't do damage 0 to 4 shots on clay, but Djokovic does damage 0 to 4 shots on other surfaces. Not as much damage as Federer or as Team, in my opinion. Team does much more damage 0 to 4 shots, especially on hard courts, more than Djokovic. But Djokovic, it does much more damage 0 to 4 shots, much more than Dominic Thiem does on grass. That's for sure. So say Djokovic wins Wimbledon. And then we have the US Open. US Open is so far away from now, 9 to 10 months from now, US Open, 9 months from now, US Open. Nadal, Djokovic, Federer, we don't even know how his health will be 9 months from now. We don't even know if he will play US Open 9 months from now. We don't know. I think Federer is mostly focused on Wimbledon and and the Olympic Games in Tokyo. But I think Federer will play most likely US Open as well. I think he will, because I think he will be healthy. But you never know with Federer. The dude will be 4 years old when US Open will be around. But what I want to say, US Open is wide open. Players have had a long season. They will be burned. Some players will be burned out. Some players will be injured. So US Open is really wide open, and that's why Djokovic and Nadal, especially Djokovic, they have not dominated that tournament, US Open. And that's why we have seen the last 10 years new Grand Slam champions in US Open. We have not seen that in Australian Open. We have not seen that in French Open, and for sure we have not seen that in Wimbledon. Where have we seen it? Yeah, we have seen it in US Open. Cilic won it back in 2014. Dominic Thiem won it back in 2020, last year. And if we go back more than 15 years, say 18, 19 years, where did we see a one-hit wonder? Where did we see it? Yeah, in US Open, Andy Roddick, when he won it back in 2003. So, if we see a new Grand Slam champion, I think it will most likely be in US Open. I don't think it will be in Australian Open. I don't think it will be in French Open. I don't think it will be in Wimbledon. So, I think that Medvedev, I really think he can win US Open. I don't know, I just have that feeling. I think that he can win the US Open, Medvedev. So, I predict, I have a feeling that we will see this year 4 different Grand Slam champions. That is my feeling. And if not, Medvedev is that new Grand Slam champion, it can be a player like Tsitsipas. That is not impossible. The guy has really huge talent. He didn't have the greatest season back in 2020. But that doesn't mean he will do as bad season as he did in 2020. I don't think that Stefanos Tsitsipas will end up with 1 title in 2021. I really don't think. I would think he will win more than 1 title, Tsitsipas. He's too good of a player to only win 1 title in 2021 like he did in 2020. I think he will win more than 1 title, Stefanos Tsitsipas. Can those titles be a major? Yeah, it is not impossible. It is not. Can those titles be a Master 1000 title? Yeah, that can happen. I know one thing for sure, Tsitsipas will do a better season in 2021 than he did in 2020. He has some things to improve, like his returns, like his backhand, like his shot tolerance. But he's young, he has time on his side, he can improve. So, but my feeling is that if we get a new Grand Slam champion, which I think we will get, that is my feeling, I think we will get that in US Open. Not in Australia, not in French, not in Wimbledon. And I have a feeling that we will have 4 different Grand Slam winners in 2021. And if someone wins more than 1 Grand Slam title, if someone just wins 2 majors in 2021, I can only see 1 player doing it. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I can only see 1 player doing it. Nobody else. And that player's name is Novak Djokovic. Because, let's face it, he is most all-around of all the players we have on the tour. Who is most all-around? Is it Dominic Thiem? No. It is. His best surfaces are hot courts and clay. Is it Rafa Nadal? No. His best surfaces are, of course, clay, number 1. And then hard courts maybe, or grass. That Rafa is pretty all-round as well, but he has not won titles of clay as much as Djokovic has done. So if we see a player winning 2 majors, which also can happen, I give Djokovic 50% chance to win 2 majors, not more than so. I did my preview about him 3-4 weeks ago when I said I give Novak to win 50% chance to win 2 majors. But if we see a player winning more than 1 tournament, winning more than 1 Grand Slam title, and that is 2, not 3. 3, I'm not even going to discuss. I don't think we will ever see Djokovic or Nadal winning 3 majors in 1 single season ever again. But if we see 1 player winning more than 1 Grand Slam title, and that player will be Novak Djokovic. It will not be Thiem who wins 2. It will not be Nadal who wins 2. It will not be Medvedev for sure who wins 2. So I will say it like this. I give 50% chances to a player like Djokovic to win 2 majors. Not more. And I will give 50% chances that we will see a scenario where we will have 4 different Grand Slam champions. And that is my feeling, that is my prediction. So 50% chances Djokovic wins 2 majors, 50% chances that we will see 4 different Grand Slam champions. I don't think Thiem wins 2 majors, I don't think Rafa will win 2 majors, and I don't think Medvedev wins 2 majors. That is my feeling. But, so, if we see 4 different Grand Slam winners, I think it will be kind of like this. Thiem wins Australian Open, Rafa wins French Open, Djokovic wins Wimbledon, and Medvedev wins US Open. And if Medvedev is not that new Grand Slam champion like I am predicting, if he isn't that player, who can I see someone else being that player? I can see Tsitsipas being that player. I can see, if not Tsitsipas, after Tsitsipas, I see Zverev. Besides these, Medvedev, Tsitsipas, Zverev being a new Grand Slam champion in 2021, I don't see other players just being. Some of you can say, but Rublev, no, I need to see Rublev go deeper in Grand Slams to convince me. Because the longest run he has had in Grand Slams, it is in quarterfinals. He has not been deeper than quarterfinals in majors. So for me to convince me, I need to see him doing deeper runs in Grand Slams, like semifinals or finals. As long as he gets knocked out in quarters, I will not predict Rublev to be a new Grand Slam champion in 2021. So I think that we will have a new Grand Slam champion in 2021. And one of those players will be, I give my mostly chances to Daniil Medvedev. I give him the mostly chances. And then I give my second chance to be a new Grand Slam champion in 2021 to Stefan Tsitsipas. And the last spot of from these 3 players to be a new Grand Slam champion in 2021, I give to Alexander Sasha Zverev. But my number 1 spot to be a new Grand Slam champion, I think it goes to Daniil Medvedev, because he is good, he's talented, he's solid, he's consistent, he has great serve, great returns, great shot tolerance, great cardio, great stamina, great 0-4 shots. The problem is with Medvedev that he doesn't always put the ball away. He isn't that super great on putting the ball away. He's solid at putting the ball away. I'm not saying he's bad, absolutely not. But he's not amazing to put the ball away. He is not. He's not a player who does 40 or 50 winners in a match. He averages between 25 to 35 winners, which is really good number. I'm not saying it is bad, but sometimes he has troubles to put the ball away when the ball is short. He can do unforced errors, both with his forehand and with his backhand. But in general, he is pretty decent to put the ball away. But is he as good as Djokovic, as Thiem and as Nadal on clay, Nadal mostly, not off clay, and as Federer to put the ball away? No, he isn't. But he is for sure better than Djokovic to put the ball away, in my opinion, especially at least Djokovic nowadays. An older version of Djokovic, a younger version of Djokovic, he was much better to put the ball away, and he was much stronger and he was much sharper of doing winners. So, but Medvedev is not as great as putting the ball away. It's not as great of doing winners as Thiem and as Nadal and as Federer. Nadal, that can be discussed. It actually does more winners than Nadal, but he doesn't do more winners than Federer and Thiem. But on the other hand, he does so little unforced errors. He does much less unforced errors than Dominic Thiem. He does much less unforced errors than Roger Federer. So that is a balance, really. So Medvedev, he doesn't do as crazy many winners as Federer and as Thiem, especially, but he does much less unforced errors than Thiem and Federer. So Medvedev will be super dangerous. I think he will have a better season than 2020. He will win more. He will win between 2 to 5 titles. He will play between 2 to 5 finals. He will end in the top 5 in the world ranking. And I think he will be a new Grand Slam champion, Medvedev. I really think so. And if he doesn't become a new Grand Slam champion, then I think Tsitsipas might be that player who becomes that. And if not Tsitsipas becomes that, I think that Zverev will be that player. Other players than this named I have mentioned, I don't see anyone else becoming a new Grand Slam champion in 2021. But I have a feeling, guys, I don't know, I just have that strong feeling we'll have 4 different Grand Slam champions in 2021. That is my feeling. And if not, we get 4 different Grand Slam champions. If we have someone who wins 2, it will only be Djokovic. Nobody else will pull it through. I just don't think so. I don't trust in Rafa off clay. I just don't do it. He will destroy his first weak opponents in slams, but when it comes to quarters and semis, he will have really, really big problems. That is my feeling. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this 33 minutes long video. Take care and bye-bye.